want to talk to you guys a little about my job experience at Haase's. Irvin Carroll Haase hired me on to be a heat seal person, to kind of help with the graphics and cut names, but mainly to do heat seal. And about a week in, I also was hired to kind of like lift the heavy things because, you know, Irv is getting up there in age, and Carol, being the lady she is, and I was the only other guy there, so they wanted me to do the heavy lifting of things, which is okay. But I would say about a month into my job, somebody came in looking for something, and at that time they were pulling things out of a catalog to be sent off to be made, and they weren't doing a lot of the stuff in-house. So they were getting a graphic or something, they had a template, they put it together and all that stuff and all that book, and nothing was really jiving with this customer. They were like, well, you got anything else? I said, and you know, talking with Sue, the person who was the heat seal lady, who was also running the show on that time because Irvin Carroll off doing something. And she's like, well, I don't know. That was my windshield wipers. I don't know, nothing's really jiving with me. I said, so I come along and I go, so what exactly are you looking for? And she kind of, this customer kind of said, well, I'm kind of looking for this. And I got on the computer and I started drawing some things out because they had some basic knowledge of graphic design. And I started editing and drawing something out. And they're like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And I said, well, we could probably do that. Just figure out what you want and let me know, and we could probably get something together for you. About a day or two later, they had something. I took it, I drew it up for them, and had it all ready to go for stuff. And Irvin Carroll saw that. Well, they called me in the office. They said, well, we need you to kind of help with the heat seal design, heat seal stuff. But how would you like it if we kind of alleviated for that as your job responsibility and had you work on graphic design? And I said, sure, I could do that. And so I started drawing things up for people and customers. That created a niche in the market because there really wasn't anything like that in this area. A lot of people just used the catalog, got the templates and all that stuff, and that's how they made their money. Well, we had the ability at that time to do one-ofs or 10 or less or whatever, because I was in-house and I was able to do graphic design for them. That spearheaded a 10-year relationship with them. I was kind of like family to them, but not exactly. Kind of like family to them. Like I got to know their kids, got to know their extended family, and got to come to certain family events and whatnot. And they got to know me at that time too. And at that time I grew a little bit. I mean, I used to be a FIFO, first in, first out. I couldn't do multiple things. By the time I got done, I was doing about 10 or 12 things at a time, doing a lot of other things in the place and whatnot. Senior employee, did my best, worked, had a voice in the company. It was a very, very, very wonderful place to be, and got a lot of friends out of the deal. Jackie, my co-worker, worked in embroidery. She originally came on to become Sue, who was the heat seal lady, because Sue had to retire due to health reasons. And Joyce's husband, who was the embroidery lady, decided he was going to retire, and they were going to go off and trip throughout their retirement. So Joyce moved from embroidery to being retired as well, which means that Jackie, who had some history in embroidery, took that position. But we were best buds at that time, you know, hanging out, doing what we do. And Jackie followed me through like the latter half of my career, like 6 or some years like that. But yeah, so we had I got distracted by my phone. So she was with me through all the terrible times. And what are those terrible times? Well, we had one boss who presented himself really, really well, thought he would be a good entrepreneur, bought the company from Irvin Carroll on a contract that he ended up defaulting on. But in that time, I lost my job and Jackie went elsewhere. Irvin Carroll got the best back. We started working again. But I'm gonna do a part 2 on this because we're at the 5-minute mark. So if you have reached the end of this video, I will put a word in. This word for today is embroidery. If you can put that in the comments below, then let me know you made it clear to the end of this video. And tomorrow we'll talk about the issues we had and where it went all south. And it wasn't anything with Irvin Carroll because they retired. It was the new company who wanted to change things. That being said, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and I'll see you later.